has showcased some great battles thus far, but perhaps none has heated up like the one between friends Ron Hornaday Jr. and Bill Sedgwick. They've run side by side all season in places like Saugus, battled for victory at Bakersfield, and wouldn't give each other an inch at Portland. Old friends, former teammates, and now on-track rivals, their friendship doesn't get in the way of their desire to win. Sedgwick is looking for the knockout combination to pass Hornaday in the race for the Super Truck Championship. Their battle continues tonight in Monroe, Washington. Next. Good evening and welcome to the beautiful Pacific Northwest, where it has been a beautiful, bright, sunny day, great weather for tonight's race. We're live at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds in Monroe, Washington, about 45 minutes north of Seattle, for tonight's running of race number 6 in the NASCAR Super Truck Series by Craftsman, the Jerr Nelson Truck 150. Now, this beautiful 5/8 of a mile facility lends itself to great racing action, long straightaways, big, wide, sweeping turns. I'm Glenn Jarrett. Joining me in the booth tonight is Winston Cup crew chief Barry Dodson. Barry, this racetrack looks like it can put on a terrific show.
I think we're going to see a great show. It's big and wide. There's not a lot of rubber laid down yet. You're going to see plenty of good racing. The weather is beautiful, Glenn, but these super trucks, man, they're something else. We got Chevrolets, we got Fords, we even got a Dodge. I've been up and down pit road. I know a lot of these guys. I've raced with them in the past, so they'll talk to me because I don't have a truck here. And every one of these guys says they're running good, and every one of them says they think they're going to win. I don't see how that's going to happen. It should be a great show.
Well, it should be, and to add a little spice to things, NASCAR threw in a little bit of a surprise tonight. They have inverted the first 6 qualifiers in the race. The guy that won the pole will start 6th, and so on. Now, I like the idea. I think it's going to be great for competition, but from a crew chief standpoint, what do you think?
Well, if you're up front in the points, you certainly don't like this. I mean, you could jeopardize a good run by starting in the back, getting in an early crash. Anything could happen. If you're one of the back runners right now that's getting more competitive on a weekly basis, you're going to get some quality track time being up front and a lot more exposure.
Well, you've heard my point of view. There's Barry's. Let's find out what the drivers think. Here's Ralph Shaheen.
Really going to benefit Steve Portengay. He qualified 6th here today because we're inverting 6 rows. That means you will start from the first spot. That's got to change your strategy a little bit. You must like that.
Yeah, I think it's for the best. We're starting up here with some real good company, and the crews work really hard to get this Coffee Creek, Michelin, Chevrolet up front. And we've had a pretty rough year so far, and I just like to get a good top 10 finish this race. And Ronnie's going to be real tough. I'm sure he's going to be wanting to lead the first lap there. So we're just going to take it real conservative, and hopefully we want to finish this race on the lead lap.
Now, of course, this doesn't benefit everybody, and Steve will assume that position once the cars, or the trucks, I should say, dollar for me, get rolling. Row 2 will stay the same. Joe Ruttman will be on the inside. Rick Corelli will start on the outside. Now, look at Mike Skinner. He was the fast qualifier in his Craftsman Super Truck. Once he crossed the finish line after taking that first position, boy, he hit the wall. And hitting the wall after you qualify on the pole, Mike Skinner, is not a good thing to do. How badly is this truck damaged?
I think the GM Goodrich service truck will be just fine. I got a real good crew, and, you know, we really didn't hurt anything. We just brushed it up against there. We just changed a lot of suspension pieces as a precaution.
One other thing they did change, Glenn, is tires on the right side. He popped the right front once he hit the wall, cut that one down. That one's new, and it's not scuffed. All the others are the same ones he qualified with, which is a NASCAR Super Truck rule. So Mike Skinner, one scuffed, non-scuffed tire. The other 3 are.
Okay, thanks, Ralph. That could obviously upset the handle on the car. We'll be back for the start of tonight's truck race in just a few moments. Stay tuned. And we're back. You can see the trucks are underway. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup. The General Motors Chevy Truck starting grid is brought to you by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, long-lasting trucks on the road. Starting in row 1, as Ralph said, Steve Portengay, truck number 83. On the outside of row number 1, Ron Hornaday Jr. in the Papa John's Pizza truck. In row 2 is Joe Ruttman, number 84, the Coca-Cola truck. On the outside of row 2, Rick Corelli in the Total Petroleum Chevrolet. In row 3 is Hornaday's rival, Bill Sedgwick, in the Spears truck. That's a Chevy. On the outside, fastest qualifier for the 5th race in a row, Mike Skinner, but he starts 6th tonight. And in row 4 is Jack Sprague, truck number 31. On the outside of that, the diehard truck of P.J. Jones. P.J. had some good runs in practice earlier today. In row 5, Dave Resendez driving the Exide truck, normally driven by Jeff Bodine tonight. On the outside is truck number 52, the truck scheduled to be driven by Ken Schrader. He had a little injury today, so Ron Esau will be in the truck tonight. In row 6, second place points man Butch Miller. On the outside, a local favorite, Toby Butler, in the Ortho Lawn and Gardens truck. Row 7, that's Scott Lagacy. On the outside, starting 14th, be 08 Mike Bliss. In the 8th row, that's Troy Beebe. On the outside of the 8th row, John Nemechek. Good run for him in the Burger King Chevrolet. In row number 9, the Dodge of Walker Evans. Outside, young driver John Kinder, number 14. In the 10th row, starting 19th, that's Gary Collins making an infrequent appearance. On the outside, ARCA veteran Bob Strait in number 37. Row 11 is Bob Keselowski in another Dodge, and Kerry Teague, number 51, in a Chevrolet. Row number 12, Dennis Woolridge subbing for Stan Fox. On the outside, the Channel Lock truck of Sammy Swindell. The 13th row, former coach of the Atlanta Falcons, Jerry Glanville in a Ford. Number 99, Gary Heron, former crew chief on this truck, driving this week for Pancho Carter. Row 14 is Mike Hurlbert in a Ford, and number 88, Jerry Churchill. In the 15th row, taking a provisional tonight, is T.J. Clark, number 23. T.J. got here late, had some engine problems. Just going to take a provisional start and just try to make a couple of laps, see what he can do. Now let's take a look at our in-truck cameras. Being carried tonight first by Toby Butler in the Ortho truck. See out the front windshield toward Toby's truck there. He's driving the bright yellow number 21. Also, an in-truck camera is being driven tonight by number 6, Rick Corelli, the Total Petroleum Chevrolet. There you see Corelli getting ready for the start. We're just about ready to get this thing underway, Mary.
Yep.
There you are on board in Corelli's truck. You see Portengay, the black number 83, the Coffee Critic truck. That's Steve's family business. Remember, Steve is the reigning Southwest Tour champion, but has turned most of his attention this year to the Super Truck Series by Craftsman. Bringing him down real slowly. Ron Hornaday on the outside, and Hornaday gets the jump on him. Portengay's truck does not come up to speed. The first 3 trucks go by him as they go into turn 1. You see them already 3 wide. We said there were big, wide, sweeping turns here. A lot of room to maneuver these trucks. Probably some of the widest turns that we've seen the trucks on thus far, Barry.
Yeah, Butch Miller almost got in a jam there when it got backed up on the start.
Yeah, things were really still jammed up when you got this big, wide racetrack like this. The guys think they can drive them anywhere. See the trucks. You see Hornaday in the red Papa John's truck, number 16 there. He had put a little bit of distance between himself and the field. Running second is Joe Ruttman, number 84, in a Coca-Cola truck. Third is Mike Skinner already. Skinner started 6th, wasted no time in getting up to 3rd position in the GM Goodwrench truck.
Hornaday looked awful good in practice, Glenn.
All 3 of these trucks did. In fact, it surprised me a little bit. I didn't think Skinner was quite quick enough to get that 5th straight fastest time, but he did it. Right now, he's chasing Joe Ruttman. You know, last week we saw everybody chasing Mike Skinner all night. Tonight it's a little bit different. The front 3 trucks have really opened up some margin. We're looking inside the truck or from inside the truck of Rick Corelli. That's number 6. He has just gone around Portengay to take over 4th position. And you see the number 1 multicolored truck there. That's P.J. Jones. He's also trying to take the position for Portengay.
Yeah, look at Ron Esau with not much time at all in that truck. He's right there with him.
You know, Ken Schrader is on hand with us. We'll talk with him a little bit later, and he'll tell us why he's not driving the truck tonight. You see the number 52 there. And looking out the back of the truck there, you see a little bit of distance being put by Rick Corelli. Let's go back up front now. We see a challenge for the lead. Ruttman is wasting no time in the red and white number 84 Coca-Cola truck, trying to take that lead from Ron Hornaday Jr. Once again, the first 3 trucks put about 10-15 car lengths on 4th place Rick Corelli. You can just see Corelli coming into the picture there as the trucks go down the backstretch and into turn 3. A lot of room to maneuver here. Not quite enough for Ruttman yet, though. He hasn't been able to get by him. And did I say car? I guess I owe $1. Well, that's...
Yep.
And I said it right before we went to break, too, folks. So I owe $2. I know Mike Joy's loving this. You see the trucks going down the backstretch again. Hornaday in the bright red and white number 16, followed right on his bumper is Joe Ruttman. And Ruttman makes a bid for the lead. Hornaday gets a little loose coming off the corner, but he's able to hold Ruttman off. Mike Skinner in the black number 3 Goodrich truck just sitting there biding his time, waiting for one of those guys to make a mistake.
He's too tight. Hornaday's too tight in the middle. You can see the truck wash up.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, you made a statement earlier on. You thought that the track might get a little tighter as things go on.
Yeah, Will, there's not much rubber down. And as it gets dark or starts to get dark, the bottom groove's going to be really tight. I think they're going to be able to move up top on newer asphalt and get a good grip and be able to turn also.
Well, I'm sure Ron Hornaday wants to see that because his truck's already moving up to the top or the middle groove anyway. You're right, it is tight. He simply cannot turn the truck, keep it down low like Ruttman can. That gives Ruttman the kind of opens the door on it. Let's go down for a report from the pits from Ralph Shaheen.
Glenn, Joe Ruttman's crew has been working very, very hard and dialing in the chassis of that machine. He told me today they picked up a tenth of a second, but it's still not enough, they don't think, to really go after Mike Skinner. But right now it seems to be helping him out quite a bit.
Well, you see Ruttman has dropped back a little bit there. A couple of truck links between himself and leader Hornaday, and he's got a couple of truck links on Mike Skinner. So they're really just kind of riding right now, feeling each other out, seeing what's happened. But in the meantime, look coming up on the rear bumper of Mike Skinner. You can just see him coming into the picture there. There you see Ruttman in second. There's Skinner. Look coming into the picture. That's Rick Corelli. Corelli was bound and determined to get things working this week. He's moving in on that front pack. He has run them down from about 15 car lengths back there.
Yeah, he's keeping that truck low now because he's getting on the brakes earlier. He's keeping it on the bottom, but he's losing his momentum coming off. You can look for when Ruttman gets by for Skinner to go right with him.
And I said car lengths. I'm just having a field day tonight. I know Mike Joy is loving this because I laughed at him all last week. But anyway, again, looking from inside Corelli's truck as he pulls up onto the back bumper of Mike Skinner going into turn 3. Good, exciting action going on here. We're going to take this time to take a commercial break. We'll be right back with more action from Monroe, Washington, right after this. Back to Monroe, Washington at the Evergreen State Fairgrounds. Ron Hornaday still leads Joe Ruttman, followed by Mike Skinner in third, Rick Corelli in fourth. There you see the Papa John's Pizza truck of Ron Hornaday. He has led from the outset. Joe Ruttman has held on to the second place since the green flag fell. Mike Skinner third. Rick Corelli has made a move up into fourth place. You see the fifth place truck there. That's the guy that started on the pole, Steve Portengay, in the inverted start. And you saw P.J. Jones. Look at the action here. And Ron Esau driving Ken Schrader's truck number 52, followed by Bill Sedgwick and Jack Sprague. That is for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, I do believe.
Okay, Jack Sprague, he's the quickest of those 3 trucks right there. He's much quicker in the corner right now, right in the center. He's got momentum to come off. So those 2 are actually holding him up. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Sprague got by while we're away on break. Jack Sprague took the 9th position away from Toby Butler in the ortho truck to the yellow number 21, who is running right behind him. You see Butler's truck picking up.
Yeah, see there? Here we go.
Sprague has made the move on Spears, and you're right, Barry. He's got the truck really hooked up. He might be one of the quicker trucks on the racetrack right now. This battle is for 8th position.
And to be that free in the center this early on, he might really be good later.
Yeah, particularly if the track does tighten up like we suspect it will. There you see Sprague. His next move will try to be to get by the number 52 truck driven tonight by Ron Esau. That's Ken Schrader's truck, number 52, the AC Delco Chevrolet. Real tight action in that pack right there. That's the truck's 6th through about 12th position. They're all running nose to tail. And you see Sprague trying to make that move on Esau right there. He's got a nose up under him. Ooh, they touched just a little coming off the corner there, Barry.
That's about the 3rd time they've touched. He's just so much better getting in and right through the center. It's not going to take him long.
No, the truck really seems to be free right in the middle of the corner. You see the top 5 there of Hornaday, Ruttman, Skinner, Corelli, and Portengay. Portengay doing a good job. As you heard him say at the top of the show, he wanted to get a top 10 finish tonight. Once again, Jack Sprague tries down low on Ron Esau in the number 52 AC Delco truck. Sprague in the white number 31. He's followed by Bill Sedgwick in the blue and white number 75, who is followed by like Toby Butler there. There you see Sprague has gotten under him now. I believe he'll be able to make the pass.
Oh, yeah. He'll be on PJ before you know it here.
That's P.J. Jones, who is running ahead of this group. You can see PJ going into turn 1 there. He's in about the middle of turns 1 and 2 as Sprague and the rest of the group enter turn 1. So like you say, I don't think it'll be too long. There's PJ